So Nick Fuentes has been virtue signaling as the purest of the pure when it comes to the right-wingers. I guess I should say vice signaling, not virtue signaling. And, he's been going hard at Trump and basically saying for a year now that, he won't vote for him. He doesn't support him. He's a con man. He's a fraud. He doesn't mean the shit he says. And, he's going to cuck himself to Israel and all this stuff. And so he was basically on a crusade against him. Well, now it looks like we found an issue where Fuentes is willing to give the big guy some credit. Sounds like he's right back to a glaze fest. Let's watch.
About Trump's reaction is the indictment came out and the press asked the president, what do you think about John Bolton being indicted? And Trump literally did the line. He goes, I didn't hear about that. You're telling me for the first time. The absolute madman. We have to give the credit where it's due. That was kind of a wink and a nod. Like, that was awesome. Trump is rounding up and arresting all of his enemies, and they say, what do you think about your latest enemy who's being thrown in prison, house raided? And Trump does the meme. He goes, I didn't know that. You're telling me for the first time. It's like, masterful. We have to admit, I said this the other night, we have to admit Trump is still kind of awesome. And look, the Trump administration is totally controlled by Israel. That's why they're not releasing the Epstein files. That's why they're going to war with Iran. It's why Trump is glad that Miriam Adelson is more loyal to Israel than America. Wants Netanyahu to be pardoned. I know all the relevant facts, but Trump is still really funny. And I hate to say that. I don't want to say that, but it's true. Trump is still really funny. And even if he's not red-pilled, he's definitely still based.
I'll grant him the funny thing, because he also makes me laugh too. For sure. He can be funny. Now, he's unintentionally funny. He's funny in a sort of sad kind of way, but he's definitely funny. He's based. Notice what he's saying. He's saying, look, I beat up on the guy all the time, but the fact of the matter is, here's an example of him doing actual fascism. And so I love it when he does actual fascism, especially when, as he does it, he lies and acts like, I don't even know what you're talking about. This is the first I'm hearing of that. So, in other words, this verifies and validates everything I've said about this guy. That his criticism has always been, the problem with Trump is that he's not fascist enough. He needs to be more fascist, and then I'd support him. That's Fuentes' position. And so here's an example. He's rounding up all of his enemies, not my words, those are Fuentes' words. And that's the thing he likes. Especially when, as Trump does it, he lies. Oh, this is the first I'm hearing of that. No, you order the fucking arrest of all these people. You ordered them to go after Letitia James. You ordered them to go after, who else was it? Not only John Bolton, was it Fonnie Willis or was it Jack Smith? There's others that he's also, and he's probably going to go one by one. Just every single one, pick them off, muck up some bullshit charges. There's literally been people leaving the Department of Justice because they're like, there's no, Comey was the other one I was thinking of. There's no fucking case here whatsoever. And you have these professionals, these experts in these fields who go, I'm not fucking putting my name on this. This is crazy. And Trump doesn't get, because the point is the fascism. The point is to chill the speech and chill dissent. The point is to try to ruin your life because they tried to make Trump abide by the law. Charged with 91 crimes, he was. But now, all of a sudden, Fuentes loves him because, oh, look, he's doing some actual fascism.
These types of moments, these kinds of moments, they're becoming more infrequent, but he still has them. Seems like he's declining cognitively. He's shriveling up. He's not looking so hot, he's slowing down. But, excuse me, every once in a while, he reminds you that's why he's the GOAT. Every now and again, like I said, few and far between and much more rare nowadays, but every now and again, he reminds you that's why he's the GOAT. So they call him up. They say, are you aware about John Bolton being arrested? He goes, I didn't know that. You're telling me for the first time. I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? That says it all. So that gets him, gets Fuentes back to glazing. Nothing to be said about the tens of millions or hundreds of millions Trump took from Saudi Arabia for those shitty live golf events. Nothing about how he was supposed to divest from his businesses. He didn't divest from his businesses. He's still making money hand over fist just announced a $1.5 billion resort in Vietnam, a corrupt deal they're doing there. There's a $500 million project in Oman that he's currently going to make money off of. There's the fucking NFTs and the crypto scam and the $2 billion from Saudi Arabia for Jared Kushner and the $160 million from foreign countries and all this nonsense. Never mind all the crimes. Never mind everything that's happening with ICE right now. I mean, Fuentes' position is, oh, the problem with your ICE stuff is you're not deporting enough people. You need to deport more. That's his issue with Trump. So Fuentes looks at mass kidnappings and abductions and human traffickings, no due process from the ICE Gestapo thugs. And Fuentes looks at an 84-year-old married couple getting assaulted and a priest being shot in the face with a pepper ball, and he goes, not fascist enough. That's the problem. You need to assault more 84-year-old married couples and shoot more priests in the face with pepper balls. You need to tear gas more babies and run over people with more cars and tear gas journalists and cops and zip tie more naked kids and put them in the back of U-Hauls like they did in Chicago when they did that raid where they rappelled from a Black Hawk helicopter for no fucking reason other than to post it on Instagram and stunt about it. I mean, this is the problem, right? Is that, and this is why I say, you don't ever got to hand it to ISIS, man. Just like that Wint tweet. You don't got to hand it to ISIS. Because anytime anybody on the right is somewhat critical of Trump, you scratch a little beneath the surface, dig a little deeper, and they go, oh, the issue is that you think he's diet Hitler, but you want him to be regular Hitler. Like, that's the issue. So, would you look at that? All it took to get Fuentes back to glazing Trump was him doing more fascism and then lying about it. He said it was a joke. No, he's just lying. That's what he does, right? He's just lying about it. It was just a lie. Oh, yeah, I never heard of that. He's doing that to try to keep his hands clean because obviously if it comes down that the White House directly ordered the arrest of John Bolton or Comey or anybody else, Letitia James, any of these people, that alone would be a giant scandal. That alone, added to the list of the 7,000 things he's done that are fucking impeachable. But that's why he did it. But Fuentes loves it. He loves it. So this is who they are. This is who they are. You can give this guy credit for the fucking young 40-year-old Republican group chat where they love Hitler and they want to tear gas their enemies and they call black people watermelon people or whatever the fuck they called them. You can blame this guy because that's what this guy brought us. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.